Hi everybody, welcome back to afternoon streaming, Elsinore. We'll see how it goes, but I think we can finish up today, it seems like. I say that, but there have been some really long loops in the past, so we'll see. But I think we can finish up in an hour or so, maybe a little longer than that, and then do some Q&A. So if you have questions or topics that you want to talk about, feel free to post them in the chat or hold them to the end and post them then. It'll be easier for me to see stuff if you tag me specifically or put the dragon emote in. That'll just make it easier for me to keep track of where the questions are, but I'm sure that'll be fine. So, Elsinore, I think that our strategy for today is to try to find some acceptable endings, where you know, this sacrifice feels like something we're willing to live with. So the only one we've got so far is sacrifice family for a legacy. I'm curious about this revisit this fate option. My expectation is that this is going to sort of take us to the point in the timeline where we get set on this track, which for this one I feel like is when we sort of get Irma to murder everybody. But then so then that sort of leads to a whole thing, I feel like, where oh, I think I had it backwards. Okay, hold on. Some of you have offered invaluable advice. Gotcha.
My love.
Okay, got it. This is not what I wanted. So, I see. So what the button actually does is it takes us basically to the end, where this is what has happened. And I think that means that, like, this is going to play out, and then we have the option of using the book and sort of fixing this permanently, which is not what I want to do.
What is it?
Yes.
Well,
Am I?
did I just
happened?
accidentally end the game?
Ophelia. What?
What's everyone doing here? You mean you don't know? The show's nearly over. We're here for the final act of sorts. We all came here to see what you do next. After you've left this... Oh, shit. Did I just end the game? And of course, to offer our sincere and heartfelt advice on these matters. Not that we have a final say in anything. Indeed, it's all up to you, love. Consider this a temporary space to explore what has been and might be. So this is some kind of curtain call. If I leave here, then all of this will be over. Time will move forward. This will be my fate. Okay. Or option B, you could just stop thinking about it so hard. I hate those people at the theater, always scrutinizing everything to death. Oh, Lady Brit. We're all here to see you off. Even the dead are here. Isn't that enough? What?
I see.
This is not what I thought I was doing.
Marvelous.
When we last left Ophelia, she was ready to use the Book of Fates to marry Prince Hamlet and become Queen of Denmark. What say you all about this? Excellent. Good riddance to both of you. Special thanks to you, Ophelia. Saved me from a life of having to be near Hamlet. Sorry. Okay. I'm taken aback. Much as I hate to admit it, I've never seen you happier. Suppose it's changed me.
Listen.
Everyone, I must apologize for my mood as of late. It's been the darkest year of my life. There were moments when I prayed for death more fervently than I've ever wanted anything.
Ophelia.
But Ophelia showed me a world where it was possible to reclaim who I was before. The old me wasn't gone. He was merely buried under the weight of paralyzing fear, and I'm no longer afraid. Especially with you by my side.
Wonderful.
This was the union I always desired. I merely wish it had happened sooner, but... well, circumstances were different then. I am and shall always be opposed to this union. We know Polonius' estate is dry. No dowry to her name, no social ties, no status. It weakens Denmark. A king ought to marry strategically, not on his own blind whim, O Claudius. This world belongs to the living. We are merely passing through, here only for this singular moment in time. Ophelia, would that I could offer you the embrace of love a father-in-law ought to have for his daughter, my son. The darkness which unfolded within him in these past months has been buried but not truly forgotten, and someday it shall rise up again to lash against you both. Can you be prepared for that eternity? Can you love him despite that, knowing it has hurt you before? Think on that before you decide his fate and yours. And then there's Father and I. He exiled us, Ophelia. He'd kill us if he could. Try as you might, you won't change his heart on this front. He knows I'm a danger to him. And he's right, I'll never serve him as my king. You will grow old without either of us in your life. Do Father and I mean so little to you that you're willing to throw us away? Okay, so it's actually going to give us a choice. Okay.
I think I know what I ought to know now.
Restart time. Restart time. Damn. Okay. Got it. Hamlet, you're not going mad, but you need to take a moment to calm yourself. I know what you saw. Go to your chambers, pause, and breathe. That's pretty good. Yes, so it is actually very good design in that it is going to be very clear. It's going to communicate clearly and give the player lots of agency, room to consider, room to back away before committing you to any particular, irrevocable end state. That's great. That is fantastic. It doesn't communicate super well that is what it's doing. And this game has been really well designed throughout, but enough games don't give you that kind of consideration and deliberate agency that I don't know how much I can trust what's gonna happen. I thought that button was essentially like a shortcut to help me more easily navigate the possibilities, the narrative possibility space of the game. Because that's what I want to do right now. What I want to do right now is go back and say, okay, yes, if Hamlet becomes king, then, and I agree to marry him, and I forget who I sent, Polonius, I think. I sent him Polonius as an advisor. Then this is what happens. But what happens if, instead of Polonius, I sent him Bernardo, who had different advice? Or did Marcellus also have different advice? Or Laertes is the one that I really want to try to do, is get Laertes back and send him Laertes. Or what if I do that same beginning part, but don't marry him, right? Then what happens? And I think that what's actually going to happen is I'm going to need to figure out surgically what are the precise things that I need to do in order to sort of quickly get to those endings, in order to see those endings. I thought the book was offering me some shortcuts to that. It is not doing that. That is not what the book is for, and that's not what the button actually does. But the language on the button, I think, is a little ambiguous, and I freaked out for a second because I thought that it was actually ending the game. It does a very nice thing of saying, like, okay, this is the ending that you've chosen. Are you sure about that? Here are all of the repercussions. Here is the sort of context for the ending that you have chosen. Do you want to confirm, yes or no? Which is good. The game is a little strange in that it doesn't seem to have repercussion or have shortcuts to branching points. But it does do some kind of weird magic around Lady Brit assassinating you, where, all of a sudden that stops happening.
I know.
And also some of the stuff where, like, I can gather up the oils or the eggs and the charcoal and the linens and give them to Horatio, and I don't have to do all of the conversation associated with that. So there's like a little bit of shortcutting there. Okay, blah, blah, blah. All right, what I want to do. I don't think I ever went and talked to Laertes and gave it my all. What? What was that? What's happening? What the hell?
I thought I heard.
What the hell is this game? King Hamlet, I thought you were banished forever. It is with my last fragments of will that I appear to you. I do not know how long I can linger. I'm sorry, I didn't think the plan would turn out like this. There has to be another way, something else I can try. Killing him didn't work. Okay, so we're not done with that. But maybe there's another way. No. No, Ophelia, there is no other way. What he says is true. I know that now more than ever. The confines surrounding this world are insurmountable. Ophelia, there will be no way out from this.
I
don't understand. What's the point of any of this? I just want to give up the way you did and be done with it. I'm so tired. The only way out is to sentence some of my friends to die. No matter what I do, someone is going to die. I can't save them. I can't do it. There's no good ending. There's no good world. I've tried everything I could. That kind of world was never a possible outcome for you, Ophelia. No such world of eternal bliss exists for you or for anyone on earth, and it never shall. But there is something even more powerful. What? The oldest, most primal power of humankind. Choice. Okay, so good. It's interesting the dance that this game is doing in its narrative around sort of outcome and agency. I think the game is about, on some fundamental level, these trade-offs. This idea that, like, there is no good ending and you have to sacrifice something, and what is the sacrifice you're willing to make, right? It can be hard to convey that. Because most games do not do that. Most games have a good ending, right? Have a true ending. And a lot of players are going to expect that. And so I think this game is, like, trying to walk a very fine line of there is interesting content here, and we're going to engage with you around this idea of a true ending. But there isn't one, and we want to make very clear that there isn't one. But also, it's hard when you say, like, okay, here's an hour of content around trying to kill Peter Quince and get out of this in a, like, trying to get out of this impossible choice, when the game doesn't actually want to allow that. It's hard for the game then to convey and convince you as a player that no, that you really can't do that. Like, I know we said that you could do that for a little bit, like we were playing along, but you actually can't. And so I think that's what this is. This is like trying to be very clear and communicate with the player, and doing a pretty good job, I think, that in fact the only way to end the game is to make one of those choices in the book. The power to choose with kindness and wisdom is the only thing separating human beings from utter darkness. You have seen the possibilities of this universe. Now it's up to you to envision its fate. Let me be clear. There is no perfect world to be found, in bold. But the choice between worlds is a power so critical as to be divinely given, is it not? Freedom of will, the first and last gift granted to Eve herself. Yes, free will is a sword to cut through the darkness. It is a small boat we cling to in this lifelong storm. In that, Ophelia, is everything. You must choose, and you must then live in the world which comes from it. You must do the thing you fear most and move forward rather than back. I don't want to leave. As long as I stay here, it's as though there's something new I can try, some new way out to discover. What if I burn the book? What if I destroy it? This came up in chat yesterday. You would punish Quince, but you would condemn every human heart in this castle to their fates. You'd abandon them. There has to be another way, a good way, a best path. No, perfection is impossible. No such world could ever exist, not so long as imperfect human beings fill it. Use the Book of Fates, Ophelia. Do what I could not. Refuse to give up.
I will.
I will, much as I don't want to. There's something interesting here being sort of touched on here around player characters that agree to do things without player agency. And I think playing Quest for Glory 4 this week is making me think about it, and sort of the whole end of that game is rather clumsy in the idea that, like, you are under some kind of a spell and you have to do these things regardless of whether you want to or not. Here it's being leveraged in a more subtle and more interesting way, I think, to apply pressure on the player to do this thing that they might be resistant to. A lot of what's happening here, I feel like, is really expecting a player's resistance to choosing an imperfect ending. And this, I think, is a powerful tool that the designers and the writers have to sort of combat that. Okay. Oh, Ghost comes back. If only I had known the kind of strength you possess when I was alive, child. Though your body might be frail, you are brilliant as the sun. Someday, many years hence, let us play a game of chess together sometime. Or walk amongst those verdant, shimmering gardens I once slept in peacefully. I hope it is permissible that I call you a friend in death, though I hardly knew you in life. Of course it is. I'm certain we'll see each other again.
It is the end.
It is the end.
Not afraid.
Goodbye, King Hamlet.
Amaranth, that's a really interesting point. In some ways, he's saying that you don't have a choice but to use the book, even if he boasts the virtue of choice. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's an interesting narrative tension and contradiction in the game, and I see where it comes from. I mean, I think it comes out of wanting to make players engage with that particular choice, right? With the sacrifice idea, with the flawed ending. And how do you do that? Well, you make it clear that they have to, that there's no mechanical way to avoid it. But you also try to make it seem like a worthwhile, satisfying, or meaningful action. And I think like that can be a little bit difficult to reconcile. I mean, I think the game is doing it reasonably well. I don't know. In some ways, I think it would have been easier if the game had sort of avoided this idea of Peter Quince like Peter Quince as a god, I think works. Even Peter Quince as cruel works. Peter Quince as the enemy, and I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe that's the sort of sum of it, is Peter Quince framed as an enemy makes this really tricky. Because now we're thinking about, well, how do we beat him? And the game engages with that line of thought, right? The game sort of like plays in that sandbox, but isn't interested in that ultimately, right? That's not what the game is about. And it might have been easier to sort of get to the ending that they want, like what the game is about, if they had cut that content of conspiring with the ghost and Hamlet to try to kill Peter Quince, and then having a fairy tale ending that's really a delusion. That said, that was really good content. Like, I really enjoyed that little episode. So it's tough. I mean, I think, making things is all about making compromises and making good compromises. And I do not fault this game for wanting to keep that storyline, even though it makes the sort of the ending of, well, you have to make a choice, but you have to make this particular choice, is narratively a little bit harder to swallow. Okay, let's go talk to Laertes. See if we can convince him to stay in some way. I'm actually going to ask him about Lady Britt, because I know...
Laertes?
You know Lady Britt better than most. Do you know what's got her in such a strange mood? What's wrong with Britt? Did she say something to you? Not exactly, but something's amiss, I can tell. I must go to her. You aren't sailing for Paris. I was, but Paris will still be there in a week. My thanks for your excellent timing on this, sister. Had you caught me a moment later, I'd have left her alone. Fuck yeah. Laertes no longer believes that Laertes is on a trip to Paris. Laertes now believes that Lady Brit is unwell. Ophelia learns about a future event in which Laertes surprises Brit. I don't know what's going to happen there. Okay. Well, then... I mean, that maybe opens up some more possibilities, but... Let's just keep going with this for now, actually. Oh no, she's busy. Okay, so I'm going to run through the whole Hamlet must be disciplined. Gertrude and Claudius are poisoned. Irma probably gets executed. Still don't know exactly what happens to Irma. Hamlet is seeking advice, and let's see what kind of advice Laertes would give him. It's probably bad, but... Hamlet must be disciplined. Okay. Irma now believes that Hamlet must be disciplined. Let's go find Gertrude.
Of course.
Hamlet must be disciplined.
Irma. Goodbye.
Okay. Gertrude believes Hamlet must be disciplined. The image of Ophelia just standing in a field, like Paranormal Activity style, as days pass, is pretty wild. I guess I should have seen what happened to Lady Brit and Laertes, maybe. Something's happened. Yes, this is going to be Gertrude and Claudius are dead. King has passed. No festivals or celebrations. King and Queen became suddenly ill. Irma poisoned them. He's really dead. His Majesty. Hamlet is the interim king. Okay. Hamlet and Irma are upset. And Irma is jailed, I'm sure. Okay. And then Hamlet's going to talk to me.
Ophelia.
Right. Yeah.
Mother.
I know.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna get back together with Hamlet.
Yes. Please.
Yes. I feel like Ophelia would be pretty good for Denmark, especially as, like, to balance out Hamlet. Okay. Now, where is Laertes? Wait, what? No, I can't even do it. Shit. Okay. Well, okay. That was my whole plan. What else can I do? Okay, I did Horatio. I had Horatio give advice, and I can't remember what it was. But I feel like there's three possibilities, right? It's all, where are Denmark's biggest... what's the biggest threat, right? And the one that I've done is... the biggest threat is within Elsinore, and that's when he kicks out my whole family. There's also the biggest threat is hey Kyla, the current goal was to get Laertes to give advice to Hamlet, and so we did everything we needed to get to this point, and now I can't talk to him about that. He has no dialogue response to that. So now I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. We've seen what happens if Hamlet believes the biggest threats are within Elsinore's walls. The other two possibilities are the biggest threat is from a foreign nation, from Norway, or the biggest threat is, I think, from the nobility. I don't know if we've seen that one. We haven't seen either one of those, but I don't know that we've even, I don't know who gives him that advice. We have not told Laertes about Brit being a spy. The other thing that I think would be interesting to do is try to befriend Brit and then have her give advice to Hamlet. Because we've had Brit give advice to Hamlet. I also don't remember what that was, but it wasn't great. And she was doing it as a spy. I wonder what would happen if she was more genuine. So, let's do some information gathering. I can't talk to Laertes. Let's talk to Horatio. Where actually is Horatio? Horatio has gone off. Where'd Horatio go? He was just here. He literally disappeared. Bernardo and Marcellus, oh, there he is, give explicitly bad advice, if I remember correctly.
Horatio.
What? Goodbye.
I want to sort of figure out what is the advice that any individual person is going to give him so that we know what the possibilities are. So I should find something I can take notes on.
Yes.
Court full of men who hate and fear me. If you can assuage the enemies outside your court, you can deal with the ones within. Oh no.
Laertes.
Oh. Okay.
Of
Okay,
course.
this is what we did before. Okay. Alright. That's fine. I'm pretty sure we can override it. So, where is he going, though? No, I meant to follow him. Where are you going, Hamlet? Is it because Laertes is here? Are you going to do it, like, without delay? Where'd they go? Oh, they went in here. Okay, that's fine. No, it was Polonius's advice that sort of broke it last time. So, Horatio and Polonius... I did not prepare for this. Here we go. Elsinore, Polonius, and Horatio. Who else can we get to talk to? I don't think we've tried having Rosencrantz and Guildenstern give him advice. We had them talk to Bernardo. They're going to give terrible advice. We are full of wonderful advice, such as always bring a spare meal, and never do today what can be delayed indefinitely. Time to interrogate him. Alright, that'll happen some point soon. Alright, Hamlet, why, we've been informed that you're looking for a sage's word. We're the smartest people we know, so of course we wanted to help. Is it true that you'll be ascending to your uncle's throne? Not just yet, but in the future, God willing, yes.
Hamlet.
But Hamlet, you've never been the type to sit in a room all day and hand out judgments. It does seem a little out of character. Won't you be bored? Won't you come to hate your duties as soon as you take them up? What Gilda is impolitely moving towards is an invitation, Hamlet, to join us. Come back to Wittenberg with us. Let some other fool run the country. What she means is you needn't take the crown unless you feel it would truly bring you happiness. Huh. Entertainment is not one of my concerns, and this is my country. These are my people, and with my uncle and father gone, Denmark's back is bare, and she's exposed to any who would drive a stake through her. Hamlet, we know that in light of your uncle's death, you feel a great sense of duty to your country. That is noble-hearted. But you've been through much lately, all of it difficult and straining. It has taken a great toll on you.
Yes.
If this isn't something that will make you happy, is it worth throwing your life away for? Do you want to be king? Weren't you telling us just yesterday how much you wanted to sail away and never return? All this has been so fast. What I wanted didn't factor into my thinking. Perhaps a man who has the kinds of thoughts I've had isn't the best man to rule Denmark after all. Perhaps my doubts unmake me. Certainly my father never had them. We just want what's best for you, Hamlet, and your happiness. We'll leave soon. If you care to journey with us, you're more than welcome. You've given me much to think about. Thank you, Rosie, Gilda. Seems like that advice wasn't useful at all. I'm not sure what I expected. I know. Hamlet now believes it's time to return to Wittenberg. Okay, well, that's another category. Here's the thing. I feel like if Hamlet returns to Wittenberg, then Laertes might become king. And maybe that's not awful. Maybe if I don't end up with Hamlet, like get back together with him, then and he goes to Wittenberg and Laertes becomes king. I don't know if that's the worst thing. I do feel it's pretty tragic what happened to Gertrude. I wonder if I can figure out how to kill Claudius without killing Gertrude. Who else can I talk about too? Just out of curiosity, I want to see if Othello has advice for Hamlet. Brit would be queen, probably. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Which, again, I don't know that that's that bad. Like, it's not great, necessarily, but... No. Can't talk to him about that. Okay. Other off-the-wall thing I wanted to do. Other off-the-wall thing I wanted to do was see if Brit will give better advice when she's not a spy. Which I don't really want to tell Laertes that she's a spy. I'd rather get her to stop being a spy. I'm not surprised that there's a way to kill Claudius without Gertrude. Just not sure what it is. Maybe I like getting Hamlet to kill Claudius seems viable. If I can figure out the right thing to say to him. I was on my way to the kitchen. Fine. The other thing that I do wish that this game had was some kind of like fast forward, because I do end up seeing some of these conversations several times.
My lady.
Okay, kitchen.
Now then.
Okay.
Horatio.
Ah.
And then
You.
Brit is gonna go into town. I guess I should go talk to her. Well, I want to, yes, because I want to talk to her anyway. I want to talk to her about giving advice to Hamlet. Okay.
Stop.
Okay. I don't know if I'm expecting... I don't know if I'm expecting this to actually change the advice that she gives or what. It would be interesting.
true.
I know.
What? No. The king.
I feel like this is not especially private.
Ugh. Listen.
I know.
Ugh.
I'm convinced... Okay, so I haven't actually seen this. I'm convinced you're some kind of a witch. Just haven't figured out if you're using your powers for good or evil. In this case, it's for your good. Trust me on that. Well, if you want to meet the prince, he and I have a standing rendezvous, but you can't reveal me. You have to pretend to be loyal to Norway. It'll end poorly for both of us if I'm there. I'd rather not. You sound strange. Call it a hunch of sorts. Well, come to the meeting or don't. I'll be safe regardless. Blue blood is just as blue no matter who wears the country's crown. Wow. Wow, that's... okay. Leave me alone, we cannot be friends, and there can be no trust between us until this matter is resolved. Now you know the truth, I hope it brings you boundless happiness. Will she refuse to talk to me?
Ophelia.
A word in private. What's wrong? It's nothing, I merely came to thank you. The invasion comes for us all soon enough, but when the dust has settled, I know at least that you and I will be all right. With Claudius dead, Fortinbras has assured my father that Elsinore will fall all the more swiftly. He will liberate the castle tomorrow and formally place it under Norwegian rule. And now, at last, I am free. Free? Provided Hamlet doesn't stand in Fortinbras' way, the future before us is a painless one. Now I can sit at the throne of Elsinore in peace, until the nobility can sort out which poor sod of a man gets to marry me, that is. The throne? Yes, I am to be crowned Queen Regent. As soon as the nobles are able to congregate, I have their unanimous approval, thanks to my father's lobbying. Interesting. I didn't know. You'll make for a fearsome queen, Brit. Thanks. Speaking of which... Ophelia, this is hard to say. I'm sorry. I was needlessly cruel to you for years. But you were kind to me again and again, regardless. You made me feel like I had a choice again, as though my life were not as ironclad as I had imagined. I hope things can be different between us. I hope we can be something else. Are we friends? Oh, no. I haven't got any friends, and I plan to keep it that way. But allies may be sufficient. I'll take it. Okay. We are gonna fucking play this out. Because I feel like it's gonna be Laertes, right? Why wouldn't it be? I feel like it's gonna be... Hamlet is gonna ask me if I want to go with him to Germany, and I'm gonna say no. He's gonna leave. We'll see how that works out. I might have to do this whole thing again. Hamlet goes to Germany. Fortinbras invades. Brit becomes queen. Marries Laertes. I am a friend and ally of the Danish crown and sister-in-law. That seems not bad. Right, Laertes has a legitimate claim to the throne, so choosing him would solidify Brit's reign. I feel like that's an obvious choice. As long as Laertes is around, right? So, is there anything else for me to do? I don't think so. I think we're just gonna go. Ophelia, the time has come for me to make a decision. How have your first days as Prince-elect gone? Quickly, I'm not ready to be king. My uncle was, that's right. Okay. Miura, I realized something today. As I contemplated all these decisions before me, I thought to myself, what would it feel... Okay, yes, we already saw this.
Yes.
What have you decided? How will you rule? Rosie and Gilda told me I ought to think of myself. They want to return to Wittenberg and for me to join them. Wittenberg, at a time like this, I must admit I found something tempting in the notion. Many prince-elects have gone abroad in a time of mourning. It would only be a short stay. That's foolish. You know how foolish that would be. How can you even consider it? You're right. Of course you're right. Forget I even raised the subject. It was just a fleeting notion. Okay, wait. Shit. Fuck. No. Okay.
Listen.
Alright. We're gonna do this again. Exactly the same way. Except we're gonna break up with Hamlet. And then he will go to Germany.
No.
Which I think will be fine for him.
Oh.
All of this.
Ophelia.
All of this.
Hamlet.
Ophelia.
Hamlet.
Now then,
Yes.
please.
What? Oh.
Listen.
Agree to marry Hamlet. No. I just don't know. It's going to play out differently. I feel like it's going to be worse. But... Okay. I gave you the push you needed to become king, and you will. You'll be magnificent. You'll be the best king Denmark has ever had. I believe that with all my soul. Oh, not really, though. But I don't know if I can give you the rest of my life. I'm not ready for that much. Okay, so the do you want to get back together is basically, are you going to push Hamlet to become king? Or let him, maybe with a little push from Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, to not do that. I hope you won't mind if I pick up my bruised pride and leave you be. I need to be alone now. Farewell, Ophelia. This world can only last a little longer. The fewer feelings I have, the more effective I'll be. Solving my way out of the loop is all that matters now. Okay. Hamlet's fucking shattered. Where's Laertes? Hey, what can I do? Damn, okay, I got nothing. Okay, I guess we just see where this goes. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? I don't know what's gonna happen.
Ophelia.
Laertes.
Come with me quickly. Okay, here we go. Everybody gathers.
No more.
I wonder if I could have maybe talked to Bernardo and gotten him to
Rise
not come here and support. Oh no, Bernardo's not even here.
Greetings.
Hamlet?
Laertes.
Spirit me off into the night as though I were never here. Denmark will be different this time. I'm not a man who desires to spill blood. Here's what I offer. Banishment. This is exactly the same.
Bastard.
Okay. This is the end of my life. How can I be certain you keep my father safe? Father will go with you. This is
Please.
the same ending that I already did. Damn it.
Look.
Except that I shouldn't have skipped through that, but I think, is Ophelia banished as well?
Don't.
Hamlet,
do
there must be
this.
another way.
Let's go.
Escort him to his chambers. No, I guess I'm staying.
What's the point?
It's the same every time. It is. It's too bad. Laertes shatters. Laertes and Polonius will leave. Well, hell. Hamlet seemed to think he'd married her anyway. Maybe.
I see.
I have seen the light when I was a child. I spoke as a child, but the time has come to put aside childish things. My father would have wanted me to make this match. No matter what I might desire, the kingdom comes first. That's the sort of king I want to be. What is Brit gonna do? You and I both know that this is the last thing we desired, and I've no intention of trying to court you or turn your disgust to love. But you, too, understand the chessboard we stand upon. You need me for my father's support, I know. With your father's men in my army, I will forge a new destiny for this country. Denmark shall become a feared military power. Soon others will join us. Are you ready to become my bride? No. And I shall never be ready. But if this is the way forward, then I must be.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. We've announcements to make. Come then. All hail the future queen. When's that? Right now. Okay. So that's different, at least a little bit.
My lady.
Lady Ophelia, there's to be a betrothal announcement for Lady Brit and Prince Hamlet.
Yes.
Right now.
Let's go.
Okay. Alright, well, this is at least a slightly different ending,
Now then.
albeit a worse one. Let us all bear witness to the betrothal of Prince Hamlet of Denmark and Lady Birgitta of House Brockenhus. Honor, riches, marriage, blessing, long continuance, and increasing hourly joys be still upon you. Scarcity and want shall shun you. Are there any who would provide testimony against this venerable union in the eyes of the law and of God Almighty? I've long believed marriage to be a dead institution, but regardless, best wishes. Excellent, then. Oh, I don't get to say she was a spy. Oh, no. May the Lord bless this union and guide the couple in their path to marriage. May he watch over them these coming weeks, keep their hearts and souls pure of sin. Funny that Bernardo is doing this. I guess because Polonius and Claudius and Gertrude are all gone. They look miserable. I did this to them. I wonder what my brother would think. I imagine he'd be suffering now too. I mean, can I leave? Could I go, like, live with my exiled... Also, holy shit, what? What is that a euphemism for? Oh. This didn't happen. Because they didn't get betrothed until here. So this is... Yeah, well, so... I'm guessing this is... This is at what time? This event did not happen. This is early in the morning on Sunday. So this is... Brit takes Hamlet outside of the castle when Fortinbras invades. If we'd rejected him to begin with, I think that's what would have happened. Okay. What was that? It came from the Great Hall. For those of you who have not made our acquaintance, we are Prince Fortinbras of Norway. Stand down, Denmark. The day is won before you have carried forth. Stand down? Your father killed our father. Now, young prince, what's yours must return to our hands. But this not be a bloody coup. No one must die. Surrender peacefully, and you will be permitted to sit the throne. So long, of course, as you swear your undying fealty to ours and Norway. I mean, what choice do you have? If you had proposed this choice to me not 3 days prior, I'd have sworn never to serve you. Till my uncle's death, I gave no thought to matters of state, nor to Denmark as a whole. But I've received some dear advice in that time, and it has cleared the cobwebs from my eyes. The prince is right. No one else is going to die today. You're going to concede. My father and my uncle both put their pride above all else. That's not something I'm willing to do. I have no pride. I have been a fool before the court until now. You've all seen me at my worst, darkest moments. Now it's time to turn that weakness of mine into a strength for this country. Okay. Can you ensure there will be peace if we give our surrender?
Of course.
With absolute conviction. We desire only that you rule under our judgment. And what of the people who currently live under your judgment? Are they happy? Are their lives improved by your rule? Yes. Our uncle currently sits the throne of Norway. As with your uncle, we presume he is not long for this world. Not for any lack of love we bear him, but because he is old, he wanders the halls, recognizing no one, and his body is feeble. But the people of Norway have full tables each night, fertile fields in summer, and warm shelter in winter. We do not abandon our sick, our poor, and our old. We care for them. All the spoils of war flow through me to the people themselves. It is only by their will that I and my family rule. So we do not desire their fear, but rather their continued wealth, and thereby their happiness.
Your Highness.
Then I grant Denmark to you. You make the right decision. All that remains is to handle the details and to properly cement this union in conjugal arrangement. You mean marriage? Of course. I understand you and Lady Birgitta have made such arrangements already. Her father has been loyal to us for some time. Her house is entwined with those good noble families of Norway, like vines grown long together. Her father assisted us heavily with our invasion of Denmark, desiring your uncle's downfall. As a reward for that loyalty, your betrothal to her will stay intact. Then let us make the necessary arrangements. Let all here bear witness what has transpired today to the union of our nations. So, I don't think that, unless I stop the invasion somehow, which I don't know that there's any way I could, I don't know that I can end up with Hamlet. I don't know if I can end up with, well, I don't know if I can end up with Hamlet king, right? I guess if Claudius stays alive, Hamlet and I could end up together. Out of respect for all this land has suffered, go.
The soldiers shoot.
Bid the soldiers shoot. What does that mean? Bid the soldiers shoot. It's the strangest thing. Ever since my uncle died, I've been in a blind panic, my mind racing. All these ways I might fail as king, all these pressures and fears were closing in on me. I imagined 1,000 scenarios, and I started to run myself through preparing for every one. But never did I imagine this. What will you do now? Lord Fortinbras has given me the chance to serve my country. I intend to do all the things my father and uncle could not, for the sake of their pride. Even if that means we no longer have a nation. We do have a nation, Ophelia. It's merely under Norway's control. If our people are happy, what difference does the color of our flag make? Today I want to begin something new. Fortinbras will return soon to make the word official. Yeah, okay. Sacrifice independence for peace. Well, okay, but we don't all live on. I mean, a bunch of people, that sucked for a bunch of people. Restart time.